Branding is the most important thing this year in 2025, and let me take you through a process of my recent project of an identity design which is a part of branding. And this project has been the best one so far in my entire career, and I had the most fun and most excitement while working on this, and especially putting the case study out. So let's begin. So before we start, if you are new on the channel, this is Vaibhav Yadav. I am a brand designer. I also go by the name Virus Visuals, and I'm all into branding and identity design and packaging design. And if you don't know, this is the story and the process of creating the identity for IIRW, Indian Institute of Remote Work, which is a community started by Subah and Arthur, the co-founders of Atomic Growth, and who are great people, great clients to work with. So without further ado, let's start. So step 1, I woke up, opened my eyes, took a deep breath, inhaled, exhaled, had a glass of water. Just kidding. Let's start. So this is what we will be covering in this video, like how I got the client, the process from logo to identity, the challenges and the final identity, as you can see. And if you have not checked it yet, please check out the link in description. Starting the most exciting part, how I got the client. Subha is a famous personality in our space, and a lot of my audience is a big fan of Subha. So it was a huge win when I got to close this particular client. And a lot of people asked me how exactly I got to work with Subha. Here it is. It all started with the Subha story. He was looking for someone to design a brand book. He was not looking for a branding, he was looking for a brand book. I remember in his story. And I reached out to him, not got initial reply. But then I asked Saksham, why Saksham, how Saksham? For a referral, and boom, I got a reply from Subha. Because referrals always work. So I also got to understand why exactly Subha chose to work with me instead of others, which you can check out in the recent episode of podcast, which is with Subha, which will be out soon, probably by the time of this video or later. And then yeah, couple of calls later, explaining and understanding what exactly they need, what exactly I can help them with, and do they even need all the branding stuff or not. Here is the main thing, the process. So I will take you through the whole thing one by one. The first step was all about research and understanding what exactly the brand is, what exactly they stand for, why exactly are they building the community, and what their future goals are. So the discovery call, the brand questionnaire, it was sent in this particular step. Saw interesting quote that it is easier to earn a dollar than a rupee, and which stuck with me. Like, I'm also doing freelancing in this community. I'm also a part of this community, so it was a great. This is a great quote. In the initial thought, initial meeting, I got an idea of what exactly they're looking for and what exactly they need. So I was very excited before even starting designing. So this particular project was very different from what I typically do, but end result is very good one. So yeah, after the meeting, collecting everything that I can from the questionnaire and meetings, understanding what their taste is, doing the mind mapping, brain dumping, extracting keywords. These all these things were all about the research. But like, I have consolidated everything here in 3 boxes, but that was a lot. It took me at least like couple of days. And the most fun part, the whole project was completed in 12 days. But like, before I went to Kashmir, so it was completed in 12 to 13 days. So one of the most excited project, finished in the most efficient way with a great case study. Case study took me a while to get it out, but yeah. So starting with the mood boards, 3 different directions based on what I understood in the brief. And here was a visual dump. Like, I started collecting references and like just dumping at a place and then collecting them and sorting them in order. So this was something like, this was some of the clips, images from Subha's current videos. So I was thinking, if this is something that Subha is building for based on his personal brand, why not go in a direction what he's also already using, but it had flaws. Like, this is something that anyone can do. There is nothing unique here. This is something that I immediately thought of कि ये करना है, I have to do this, and this will be the best option, best approach here. And these were some of the mood boards. So coming to each one by one, you can see this is the final mood board, but I will take you through the other ones also. So initially in the cause and all, I got to understand what they were looking. That old money, old school, posh, ad inspired, uh, the Harvard Institute, but in a modern way. So that was the whole one line overview of what they wanted. So I created this particular mood board. Usually I used to follow this 3 by 3 grid, but I ditched that because it kind of restricts and it is kind of hard for me. I started dumping things like this, and then it looks good. Couple of other mood boards, this second one and third one. Talking about these, this was my favorite. I thought he would be choosing this. But this goes completely opposite to what exactly they thought of. So you can see there is a drastic contrast between both of them. And yeah, so this was like all about energy, modern, Gen Z, and then the third mood board. So in this particular mood board, I had to do something different from the first second. So I took like this serif and sans serif ka pair, and then paired it with a very bright color, so like a sweet spot between first and second. This particular thing was something that I really wanted to do, and I did somehow, like not exactly the same. This is not an institute like typical institutes. This is a community that teaches things. So a bit of inspiration from here, a lot in the final designs. So it was all about new old, you can say, institute, trustworthy and bright, and this one was all about bold and Gen Z, and this was all about old money, rich, sophisticated, classy thing. This was the final mood board, and after selecting it, I started with the logo explorations. In this project, I did not started with a sketch. Instead of I started with exploring typographies. I started exploring different fonts, different rich fonts, old money fonts and old aesthetic fonts, which should be legible as well as aesthetic. A lot of possible options you will see below. Like this was the whole mess of exploring things. It is usually less than what I usually do, but yes, you can get an idea of like what all went. Like started from here, collected a couple of more references on what exactly I can extend this particular mood board to. So all these three things came to my mind. Different lockups of same logo. These three things. The flame was also there. Tree was there. Tiger was there. To add a uh, a visual element for the community. Yeah, these were the initial options that I presented with. This is the one that we went ahead with, but these were different typography options. You never are satisfied with the number of fonts that you have. I was kind of inclined toward this direction, but now I realize that the final one is a bit better than this. So yeah, bias, personal biases. So this is something that we went ahead with, but as you can see, there was this tiger was picked from there, and this typography was picked from there, and then we created a other stuff. The most interesting part was that this tree or this tiger. When I showed this tiger, the client was Subah and Arthur. Both of them were sold immediately. They loved this particular thing. It looked cool. I also had a simplified version of this tiger in case we have to use it for smaller applications. Although this particular thing is not as eligible for a favicon, but just because of a favicon, I do not want to compromise on the aesthetic part. I learned this from James Martin. One more thing, please don't hate me for this. This particular illustration is generated by Firefly, Adobe Firefly, AI generated. I'm not that great illustrator. I can't even generate something like this. So this was generated and then traced, and Ashutosh, my friend, helped me to simplify this. I tried and it was like it was not looking like a tiger. So don't mind, please. And here were more explorations. As you can see, a couple of more variants of the tiger. Again, AI generated this one also. I don't know how this particular time Firefly helped a lot. Most of the times they suck. Whenever you need it, they suck. But this time it worked very well. These were a couple of emblems. I love to create emblems. And yeah, you can see couple of illustrations, couple of lockups. Same thing with the different tree and the tiger. Now this was the final set of logos that I created. These are real lot. Anyone would be confused, but I finalized couple of them. If you can see closely, that there are not a lot of differences. Just in case if you want to use it in a left align, you can use it like this and that. This was the main thing, the IIRW, which people can easily resonate with. The tiger, this particular emblem is to associate the tiger with IIRW. This particular thing was to associate what exactly IIRW means and what exactly they are trying to do, India to the world, taking Indian freelancers and remote workers to abroad to global level, to global recognitions, and couple of more lockups and different styles. Not everything made to the final cut, but yeah, this this is the one that I made. You can see how terrible this looks. A couple of more options in the tree segment. This tree was all about growth, but we finalized on the tiger thing because it immediately connects with India. You all know about because of the national animal. And couple of more emblems and abstract. Initially I had this tagline, but I changed it because it is very basic, very cliche. This was the whole explorations in terms of logo. This might look very less maybe, but given the time constraint, I was trying to go in the direction where I can go and execute the thing without compromising on all the possible options. So this was like the most efficient way I can work on. And after finalizing, this was like set of the final logo, and I started creating the identity, presented a couple of different options on how the logo will look like in different lockups, different mockups, different merge, different stickers, slide decks, and all those stuff. So here are a few glimpses of how this was the final lockup, and the color. This has been used as the most of the places. Like you can see, this is the hero image of the brand. Then couple of mockups. Not look big, but okay. This is something that I love. Love this card and all. These are some rejected merch like explorations part, and another sticker exploration, another merch exploration. This kind of look like a football jersey, but maybe I'm thinking wrong. So all these were explorations. Project is already live on Behance. The link is in description, and yeah, I think this was it.
Elevate, gym life, meditate, stay hydrated, please just regulate. Elevate, gym life, meditate, stay hydrated, please just regulate. You know we stay active, stretch that mind is galactic. Swear off breath, word tactic, mash couple steps and your vibe is attractive.
This was my first time creating a process video. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what kind of more videos you want to see on YouTube, specifically about branding and identity or different things. I already have a podcast and I also upload vlogs on this channel. So do check those out, and yeah, मिलते हैं अगले में. तब तक बने रहिए हमारे साथ. And if you are still here, thank you so much. तहे दिल से शुक्रिया है आपको. मिलते हैं अगले में.